everyone, I hope you're having a good day. In today's video, we will be talking about a Garuda build that is extremely good at steel path survival. She is completely immortal and has unlimited damage potential. The build also works on bosses such as Orb Mother and Eidolons. It may not be the best for the bosses, but it gets the job done. Garuda has been my favorite Warframe ever since I started this game, but unfortunately, despite how fun she is to use, she didn't have a very good kit until Helmet and ability subshrooms were introduced. So what exactly gave Garuda a drastic power up? If you watched the cinematic I uploaded a few weeks ago, I'm sure you already have an idea what it is. You can skip to the time shown on the screen if you want, but if not, then you can stay right there and enjoy the show.
This is Garuda, the Gore Queen. Cleansed by the blood of her enemies, she draws strength from vulnerability. When you understand the nature of Garuda, you'll know what she's capable of.
Hesitation makes one invulnerable. When the unexpected happens, do not hesitate. Consider the sword. Protect or kill. It chooses not, for it only obeys the will of its master. If your Warframe becomes a useless husk without you, then what do you become without it?
Arms, legs, organs. There is nothing you can take from me that I cannot replace. No hell you can consign me to from which the blood of the queens cannot retrieve me. I am no stranger to the lands beyond death. In a direction you cannot point to. Soon, you shall reside there.
New strength creates new weakness. Can you balance these opposing forces? You exist on the fold between two worlds. The world we know, of blood and steel, and the world that watches and dreams with void. Charge across the fold as you once did, to obey their command, to never defy the scepter, the symbols of their dominion. No dax can ever raise steel against an organ. Only you can do that. The world weighs more heavily on you now. Try not to lose yourself, Tenno.
So did you guess right? The ability that we have subsumed into Garuda is Revenant's Reeve, and this subsumed ability enables Garuda to use Dread Ward very easily. Reeve also gave Garuda infinite damage potential due to its synergy with Seeking Talons. So first, let's take a look at the mods and I'll explain how exactly does this strategy work. We've got Growing Power in the Aura slot, Handspring for knockdown recovery, Primed Continuity, Constitution, and Narrow-Minded for duration, Transient Fortitude and Augur Secrets for strength, Natural Talent for faster casting speed, Prime Flow for more energy, and the Immortality mod, which is Dread Ward. The arcanes we are using are Arcane Ice and Deflection, which makes us completely resist heat and slash statuses. As you can see, this is a very different build from what I usually use with other Warframe. There's no shield gating mods, no arcane strike, no energize, and not even a rolling guard. This setup requires you to have a utility weapon that will inflict viral status to the enemy, and no other weapon can do this better than our beam weapon, the Kuva new core. You can use a normal status inflicting build. The only thing we need from it are viral procs. We simply need to put 10 viral procs to an enemy, cast Reeve, and then cast Dread Mirror. The modding that we have guarantees below 40% health to the enemies if we use Reeve on them with 10 viral procs. This lets us use Dread Ward very easily compared to actually shooting them or hitting them with your melee to get that 40% HP. 255% duration gives us 12 seconds of immortality every time we kill an enemy with Dread Mirror. Reeve on its own is actually very OP, but using it with Seeking Talons is just completely insane. It guarantees death to almost everything that stands in your path. Armor scaling, health amount, number of enemies, they do not matter at all. They will all bleed to death in a second. The melee that we used on the footage for the survival runs was Venka. I used this weapon for no particular reason. You can use any melee weapon that you like or no melee at all. For the build I used on the bosses, there's nothing really special, just some durability and shield gating mods. What enabled us to one-shot Eidolon limbs and Orb Mother weak points is actually Garuda's passive ability. Using her bloodletting, I brought her HP down to 2 and this gave me 100% more damage to all of my weapons. Since Reeve is technically useless to these bosses, you can even pump up the damage further by subsuming abilities such as Smite and Eclipse. For our companion, we are sticking to our Panzer because of its immortality and Spore ability. The focus school we used here is not really important, so you can go with anything that you're comfortable with. For Eidolons, however, you might wanna go with Onairo Wisp and Clamora Prism to take out those shield fast. That's all for this build. Let me know what your thoughts are by leaving a comment below. I hope you liked the video and learned something from it. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and that's it. I will see you guys in the next video.